How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone is having a great day and is A-OK. You guys, we're back with another segment. Now, this is right here, you guys. This is the real talk segment right here. So guess what? We got to keep it real on this. So if you're not going to keep it real on this segment, I'm please going to ask you to please step out of my segment, please, and please go somewhere else where they ain't keeping it real at, because over here, we definitely going to keep it real. See, because I ain't really much touched on this situation right here. I ain't really much touched on the situation because just because of how everyone steers the narrative on social media. They steers the narrative, and this is why we have a lot of people out here today that's not thinking straight. Now, when I say thinking straight, I mean they not thinking straight. Like I said, because when you have situations, any situation that comes up, no matter if the situation is positive or negative, you still got to look at that situation in a certain way. You just can't take the situation for what they threw out there to you. See, even if the proof is in the pudding, it's still something that you can take out of that message or that situation. Now, you may say, what is you talking about, sir? I'm going to let you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, the situation with Lil J. My honest to God opinion and how I look at that situation is like this here right now. And this is, in my opinion, that I'm finna get up on the Lil J thing. It's not just because it's me, because if I would have heard somebody else break it down like this, I would have gave them their props. But me, myself, personally, I'm finna get the best opinion on the situation with Lil J that has hit social media thus far. Okay. Now, first off, Lil J, where I think you went wrong at, you see what I'm saying? And these are just my opinions. Now, first thing, where I think you went wrong at, Lil J, is when you denied the allegations when you was released from prison. When you denied the allegations, because reason why I said that, because it was too many people in that county jail that really knew what went on, like the days of this, like the things that happened on these days when they showing this footage and all type of stuff like that. It's people that was in the county that seen those things, right? But I can totally understand you denying the situation. I can totally understand that as well. And I want to get this clear. I have no problem with no one in things like that, because everyone has their own agenda. And if that's his agenda and that's his preference, then that's him. And no, I'm not just saying this because Lil J is from Chicago and stuff like that. Don't even look at it like that. What we're going to talk about is the real deal. You see what I'm saying? We're going to talk about keeping it real. And when I say keeping it real, see, you got to think outside the box. Nowadays in 2023, if you're not thinking outside the box, you're gonna get left. I don't care what position you in, how much money you got, or whatever going on, how broke you is, or how rich you think you finna be, you're lost. See, and this is why I say you lost. This is the reason why I say you lost. Because you got to look at it like this here. The bloggers, YouTubers, podcasters, media station, anybody who doing media and covering events or anything of that nature like that, you got to understand we are the ones that control the mind thinking of the next generation. You got to understand that. See, like, we're controlling the mind thinking of the youth. So if we got control of the mind thinking of the youth that's coming up and things like that, because now they're believing and looking at everything that they see on social media. You see what I'm saying? So if you're a social media, if you're on social media and you're putting content out here, believe it or not, you are a part of the thinking of the next generation and the generation of now. Now that we know that, then you should know that you got to keep it a buck when you're getting on social media and you upload content, because you got to understand all the impressionable minds and people like that that doesn't know things about certain situations. They're taking your word for things, you see, and you'll be misleading. Now, let me give you an example. Now that everybody know that and how I just explained that to you, Now we want to take a look at this little J situation and use our thinking caps and start thinking outside the box. Now let me give you an example how to think outside the box. Now where can little J even win with this whole situation that went on with him? You would think that little J has no win in this situation. Little J has a lot of win in this situation. My thing is this here. For one, just like I said, everybody, if you're a real person, if you're a real dude, you're already gonna be like, well, that's his preference. Whatever he do, that's his preference. You see what I'm saying? That's one thing a real person gonna say. But another thing a real person is gonna do is they're gonna do this here. They're gonna analyze that whole situation. So we're analyzing that whole situation. What would a boss do in a situation like that? Because everybody not bosses. Now, people that you've seen that drop these videos already on Lil J. Now, if you happen to run past one of their videos and check it out, now you will know that they're not a boss if they're not going to explain it to you how I explained it to you. See, because we can't have double standards in this whole situation. Now, where I'm going at with this is this here. Now, all of us have seen this situation with Lil J floating all on social media. We all have seen it. Everybody have gave their opinion on. Everybody said what they're gonna say. But if by all of us seeing this situation, we all can say this here for 100% fact. Is in that situation with Lil J and those people, we can say that Lil J was the dominant one. You see what I'm saying? If you understand what I'm saying, how I'm bringing it to you, because you really can't say too many things because they do all types of stuff. But Lil J was the dominant one in the situation. We all seen Lil J. We seen how Lil J was in there acting, how what he was doing, all that. So we can't say Lil J wasn't a pushover in that county jail. But just like I said, we all know that Little J was the dominant one, right? Okay, now this is how you think outside the box. Now we look at this here. So why is it double standards? See, when I say double standards, I mean because of this. Just like I said, we all know Little J was the dominant one in that situation. Well, okay, let's compare Little J to, let me see, one of your favorite rappers. Who would I say? Okay, let's compare Little J to Little Baby. Now, let's look at the situation that Little Baby just had. You see what I'm saying? In the same situation Little Baby had, a lot of these other your favorite rappers had the same situation. So let's look at their situation, especially the situation like Little Baby just had. Now ask yourself, was he the dominant one in that situation? You see what I'm saying? Because guess what? Now if you look at it like this, Little J was over there and he allegedly had a Geechee sitting on his lap, right? Little Baby was getting hugged. We all see the picture. We all heard Meek on there talking about stop putting your hands on my leg and stuff like that. We all heard what Meek said too, right? But for some strange reason, they're not the dominant one. You see, in that situation, they're not the dominant one in that situation. So now, if you look at it from this situation and think outside the box, if Lil Baby was on Division 9 with Little J, then what position will he play? And you can't say these positions won't get played in jail. You know why? Because they're getting played on the street. You see what I'm saying? Because you got to understand, the rappers in the industry, the major platinum rappers and things like that, is in a worse predicament than Jay is. You see what I'm saying? They're in a worse predicament than Jay is because they're not the dominant one in the situation. And this is one of the main reasons why I said I can't get mad at Little J, because people don't say nothing about the situations that's going. We all done, like I said, we all done heard all these stories about your favorite rapper. But guess what? People still listen to their music. People still put money in their pocket. People still trend them, all that stuff like that. And this is why I say you got to start thinking real, thinking outside the box, and acting real, because guess what? Your opinion means a lot. Believe it or not, if you don't know it, your opinion means a lot. And guess what? Your opinion also do. Your opinion, someone's opinion will tell you everything you need to know about that person. Another example, Hassan Campbell. Now we have Hassan Campbell. We already know the situation with him and Bambaataa. And then you have Mr. Hassan Campbell, he then got up there and he said the stuff about Gilly's son got a snot box rocked and all of that. But the crazy part about it is Wack came back and said something about it, and Wack said, why don't New York handle that or something like that? And why is they letting him do that, woo up the bam and all the stuff like that? No, Wack, it's not New York's problem. Well, let me rephrase that a little bit. It is to a certain extent, but the major problem falls on YouTubers, podcasters, the fans, subscribers, and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? Because when the situation went down with Mr. Campbell, and then he turned his back on that whole community that he allegedly got on YouTube to help, see, that should have been nipped in the bud early. You see, we don't give those type of people no type of promotion or nothing like that. But when you don't nip it in the bud, when you sit up there and allow it, then this is the type of results you're going to get. You see what I'm saying? This is the type of results you're going to get. Someone that we already know the issue with, me, him, and African Bambaataa. You have this guy up here talking like he's the most toughest guy known to mankind. Yeah, Wack, you was 100% right too when you said that he was he really chasing clout. Yeah, he is, because this is all he do. You don't notice this here? His little flame was going down. Nobody's talking about this dude no more. You got new bloggers and YouTubers that people are checking out. No one's listening to that dude anymore because he really wasn't talking about nothing then. So you was right, because that's all he do. Because don't y'all remember when that stuff happened with the boy downtown? The first thing he did was jumped up and went trending because he said some crazy stuff on there. He said some crazy stuff about every time something happened with somebody, he jump up and try to throw his opinion in there and say something crazy so everybody could be running around talking about Mr. Woo Wop the Bam, Mr. Woo Wop the Bam. But he know every time if I do a video on him, he know what I'm talking about. Nothing but that Mr. Bambaataa situation. So now, y'all, look at that whole situation. Now, listen here. We can't still like Little Baby and Little Baby's music and all that stuff like that, but not like Little J anymore. No, we can't do that, because if you really look at it, guess what? We can say in that situation, Lil J is probably more gangster than all of your rappers. You know why? Because your rappers ain't the dominant one in the whole situation. And this is why I say we can't keep having double standards. You can't just, we can't just keep praising this dude because he's making good music and all this stuff like that, but we know what's going on, but we gonna diss Little J. Don't make sense. See, and that's how a boss will, that's what a boss opinion will be on the whole situation. See, because if that situation came across a boss's table, he got to think outside the box in that type of situation. And what a boss would say and what a boss opinion would be is, no, we can't lay up there and condemn this guy right here. You see what I'm saying? Without condemning the other guys that's doing that too. You see what I'm saying? Because guess what? This is why I say that your opinion and what you say goes a long way, and it tells you a lot about your personality and about you, the person. Because what we say, like I said earlier, plays a major part in how the next generation, the youth, thinks nowadays. Their principal minds. You see, and this is why I say if you're gonna talk to them, if you're gonna be up here talking, you gotta talk in the real. You gotta talk in real. So anyone who skips around that situation about what's going on in the industry and all that, and just want to say Lil J, Lil J, Lil J, no, you gotta look at the whole situation. This is why I told y'all at first. Look at how many stories that we hear about your favorite rapper and all these alleged things that's taking place. You understand me? So I wouldn't be a real guy, or my opinion wouldn't be real if I didn't say what about the guys in the industry, you see. And this is the reason why I'm not doing a video on Little J in that situation. This is the main reason why I'm not, because guess what? How real would I be doing a video saying all these things about Lil J, right? Following the lead of every other blogger, podcaster, and all that stuff. But I'm not going to talk about the other stuff that we know to be true, like what's going on in the industry. And I'm out.